All right. So you want to really nail the IELTS vocabulary, huh?
Sounds like it. And looks like they've got a good place to start.
Yeah, they sent over some pieces from a guide called Real Life Stories using IELTS vocabulary. Watch and learn.
Interesting. Using stories, huh?
That's the idea. We all know memorizing word lists can be a total drag,
Oh, tell me about it.
but using real life stories to help those words stick, I'm really curious to see how they do it.
Me too. It's definitely more engaging than just staring at lists of words.
Right. Our brains are wired for stories.
Yeah, we connect with narratives way more easily than dry facts.
Definitely. And, one example that caught my eye right away was about overcoming a big challenge,
Oh, like what?
like training for a marathon, something that takes a lot of dedication.
Got it. Makes sense.
And they use words like, let me see, juggling, resolute, perseverance, and exhilarated.
Ooh, good words. Those are great for IELTS.
And it's not just like defining the words, it's showing how they fit into the story.
Show, don't tell.
Yeah.
Classic storytelling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they'd say something like, despite juggling work deadlines and training sessions, she remained resolute in her goal. Her perseverance paid off when she crossed the finish line, exhilarated by her achievement.
Nice. You can really see the words coming to life, can't you?
It's powerful stuff.
And I think it's because, when you see those words in a story, they become more than just vocabulary.
That's true.
They become tools to express a feeling, a struggle, a triumph.
Totally agree.
And connecting to that emotion, that's what makes them stick in your memory.
I think you're absolutely right. It makes it so much more relatable.
Definitely. And I can see how that would be super helpful for the IELTS speaking test,
Oh, for sure.
where you have to talk about your personal experiences.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just, I ran a marathon, it was hard.
Nope.
It's about using those words to paint a picture and convey that whole journey.
Absolutely. That kind of storytelling is gold for the IELTS speaking test. Shows fluency, natural communication.
A command of language that goes way beyond just knowing a bunch of random words.
You got it.
And then the guide moves on to an unforgettable vacation. This time focusing on visually rich words.
Ooh, I like those. What kind of words are we talking?
Words like captivated, juxtaposition, tranquil, and serene.
I see where they're going with this. Describing a place, huh?
Exactly. And they use Kyoto as an example, talking about those ancient temples, set against modern cityscapes.
Beautiful imagery right there.
And then you've got those tranquil gardens offering a serene escape from the bustling streets.
No, that's a vacation I could get behind.
Right. And that word juxtaposition.
Yeah, what about it?
It's not just about contrasting what you see, is it?
No, it's not.
It's about adding those layers of meaning,
Sophisticated.
making your descriptions way more impactful.
Think about it, saying, the tranquil garden was a stark juxtaposition to the bustling city.
Versus just, the garden was peaceful.
Night and day, right.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
And it really shows you've got a handle on the language.
It elevates your whole game.
It does. It takes your vocabulary to a whole other level.
For sure.
But the cool thing is, the guide doesn't stop at just giving you examples.
What do you mean?
They take it a step further.
How so?
They encourage you to actually get involved. Personalize those stories. Make the language your own.
Ah, I see. So it's not just passively reading.
Not at all.
You're actively engaging with the vocabulary.
That's exactly it.
I like that. So instead of just reading about a marathon runner, you could adapt that story to an academic challenge you faced.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Think about your own obstacles, right? The moments of doubt, your ultimate victory, and then use those powerful words to tell your story.
That makes so much sense. But even with all these great techniques, the guide also gives a word of caution.
What's that?
They warn against overusing those big words.
Ah, yes. Trying to sound too smart. We've all been there.
Oh, I know I have.
Mm-hmm.
You try to cram in all these fancy words, and it just ends up feeling forced and unnatural.
It does. And that's where learning the pronunciation and collocations comes in, right?
That's what the guide says.
Yeah.
It's not about sounding smart. It's about using the language effectively.
Letting those words flow naturally.
And enhance your story, not distract from it.
Exactly.
So it's not about memorizing a ton of complex words. It's about telling vivid and authentic stories.
Using language naturally and confidently.
And that brings us to the heart of this whole deep dive.
What's that?
Those real-life stories, they're not just entertainment.
What are they then?
They're powerful tools for learning, for remembering, and for expressing yourself clearly and confidently.
Powerful stuff.
And before we finish up, I think this is a great point to leave our listeners with something to ponder.
Oh, I like that. What do you have in mind?
Think about a recent experience, any experience that really had an impact on you.
Okay, got it.
It could be anything. A trip, a personal challenge, a moment of joy, a moment of sorrow. Doesn't matter.
I'm listening.
Now think about it. What are some vivid words that capture the essence of that experience?
Good question.
Take those words, those feelings, and weave them into your own stories.
I love that.
You have the power to make language your own.
We all do.
And this guide gives you the tools to do just that.
On that note, I think we've had a great deep dive.
I agree.
Until next time.
See you then.